Let's talk about gases. A gas, I'm sorry, first let me conclude or let me elaborate on the point of the shape of the container. For example, if it is water you're speaking about, if you put water in a particular glass, the water, so to speak, occupies the shape or occupies the glass partially or almost entirely. So it its volume is practically equivalent to the volume of the glass, whether it be half liter, 1 liter, or so on. So a liquid in itself does not really have a definite shape, but it most certainly has a definite volume as it takes the shape of the container in which it is kept. The same logic can be applied to the milk in a kitchen container. Coming to gases, I mean, the air around me is all a gas. Gases in itself do not really, I cannot say that a gas has a definite shape, neither can I say a gas has a definite volume. A gas has neither definite shape nor does it have definite volume, because literally everything around us is a gas. The atmosphere itself is a mixture of gases, so to speak. Coming about compressibility, I said because before compressibility, one particular differentiating point between solids, liquids, and gases will be this. I can certainly say that solids are extremely hard. Liquids are less harder or much softer, while gases cannot be quantified at all. They're extremely they can only be felt, not really seen. And why is this? The reason here is that solids are bound by what we call are extremely, the molecules of the solids are so firstly extremely close to each other and extremely tightly knit with each other, because they are bound by what we call as extremely strong intermolecular forces of attraction. Liquids have weaker forces of attraction amongst themselves than solids, and their molecules are sort of slightly broadly spaced in comparison or with respect to solids. Gases have their molecules all over the place, and they are bound by extremely weak van der Waals forces of attraction, and hence because of decreasing force of attraction, the compressibility of our three states of matter is increasing. The compressibility of a solid is lesser, a compressibility of a liquid is greater, while the compressibility of a gas is the highest. Coming to a funda called diffusion. What is diffusion? Diffusion is the intermixing of different particles of matter. Quite simply, it is the mixing of different particles or molecules of matter amongst itself. Because solids are once again so tightly bound by intermolecular forces of attraction, the level of diffusion in solids is much lesser. The level of diffusion in liquids is much more than solids, because they are more broadly spaced and the mixing is not as little as solids, while gases are once again all over the place, so the intermixing of particles is huge. Diffusion of gases thereby is much more than the diffusion in solids or liquids. What are the few of the examples that I can say for solids, liquids, and gases? Solids, I can say a pen and a pencil, or a house. A liquid can be water, it could be milk, it could be cold drink, so on and so forth. Gas could be oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, etc. So once again, if we summarize some of the points of differences that we have seen among solids, liquids, and gases, it could be this. A solid has a definite shape. A liquid does not have a definite shape. A gas does not have a definite shape. A solid has a definite volume. A liquid also has a definite volume. A gas does not have a definite volume. A solid is least compressible. A liquid is slightly more compressible. A gas is most compressible. A solid diffuses less. A liquid diffuses more than a solid, while a gas diffuses the maximum. And then you could write the varied examples of solids, liquids, and gases respectively.